Billy. Billy, what's your last name?
My last name is Brimblecom.
Brimblecom. That's easy. So, and where are your roots?
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Okay, born and raised. So, how long have you been with Summer Breeze?
Summer Breeze, we started the band in April. It will be 16 years.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So
So,
long time.
are you even old enough to know what yacht rock is?
That's very kind of you
Okay.
to assume that I might not be, but yes, I'll be 48 next week. So um, I am right. I'm peak yacht rock audience.
Yeah.
Yacht rock is technically by the guys who coined the term in 2005. So yacht rock is a very old music that has a relatively new title. These guys just put a frame around it, right? So and that was in 2005. But
You're
I mean,
you're a little young to have lived it though.
well, yeah, no, sure,
Yeah.
but like when I was a kid, like Ride Like the Wind and the Doobie Brothers and all those things were like on the radio when I was like a little
Yeah.
kid. So it's like mid 70s to mid 80s basically.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah.
so guess who I just visited with recently for about 20 minutes? I don't know if you know what we do, but we manage a hedge fund. We're in the
Yeah.
investment business and
Yeah.
financial planning, trust planning, estate planning, all of that
Yeah.
good stuff. And through a client contact, I recently met Charo. Do you remember
Wow, how about that? Okay.
Charo? Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Coochie Coochie, the song. Yeah.
Charles still kicking, huh?
Well, she's only 76.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, when she was in Hollywood and started all that, she was like 16 and they or 15 or 14 and they passed her off to be older. So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
she's still pretty young. And
That yeah.
but in I was 5 years old in 1975, and my parents were farmers and
Okay.
cattlemen, and I'd have to ride in the harvest truck or sit on the combine or the tractor and ride with my mother on in the harvest truck. And the song "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," Elton John, Kinky D,
Yeah.
that was that year. Rhinestone Cowboy, which isn't yacht rock, but
Yeah.
so I grew up with all of that, and then having spent, by the time you're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old out on a farm, your dad puts you on a tractor and AM radio, or maybe I remember when getting FM radios, that was the big thing.
Yeah.
And so I'd sit out there for hours and hours in the summertime, start early in the morning and go till dark or beyond dark. And so just did nothing but listen to music to kill the time.
Yeah.
No cell phone, no, no other distractions. And
Right.
so the my favorite by far all-time band, who would you think I'm going to say? Who's the best band to ever exist that's timeless? Let's see if you can get this right.
Well, this is very subjective, but considering the confines of what we're here to talk about, the Eagles.
You got it right.
Okay. There you go.
You absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to listen to my ringtone, Rhinestone Cowboy. I was getting ready to make fun of you for guessing the wrong group, but you nailed it. So, what's your favorite Eagles song?
My relationship with the Eagles is interesting. I think for a long time I thought that I didn't love them. And then several years ago they had that like 2-part 4-hour History of the Eagles documentary that came out, and I was so obsessed with it that we had a brand new baby at the time and my wife was gone, and she came home and I remember she walked in the door and I was watching it for a third time, the 4-hour documentary, watching it for a third time at home with the newborn baby. She walked in and said, "What is wrong with you?" So I love the Eagles, and I realized I always had loved the Eagles, you know what I mean, growing up with them on the radio. So
So,
favorite
what's the
song.
best Eagles song?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, the big catalog. They made a lot of music. Summer Breeze has done a lot of their songs throughout the years. Um, we've been doing the last couple years. We've been doing "Life in the Fast Lane" is a newer to us song of theirs, which is great. I love. Man, I can't tell you why is great. I love.
Look at us, baby.
Yeah,
Up all
dude, that
night.
guitar
Hey, see,
solo.
part of this, the reason I'm doing this is I actually want to try out for Summer Breeze, by the way. Uh,
Well, we'll be.
I need to know your song list because there might be a few songs I want to get up and sing along, even if you turn off my mic, you know. But the best Eagles song by far, well, actually, it'd be a tie for first and second place. But One of These Nights.
Yeah, we do that one. Yeah, I love
Got
that
the
song.
best lyric. I've been
Yeah,
searching for the daughter of the devil. I've been searching
yeah,
for the daughter of the devil himself. I've been searching for an angel in white. I've been waiting for a woman who's a little of both, and I can feel it when she's nowhere in sight. That is like
yeah,
the most classic line in
yeah,
the song. I love that song. But
yeah,
it's the Take It to the Limit. Take it
yeah.
to
We do that one too. We used to do
yeah.
that one. Yeah, it's
Okay, so who hits your high notes? That's the problem. That's why the band kind of broke up. So,
well,
it,
yeah,
so the Eagles. You probably know all this, but Joe Walsh grew up in Wichita, Kansas, 90 miles
yeah,
south of here.
yeah,
Randy Meisner's from little Podunk, western Nebraska, up here. He
yeah,
just passed away.
yeah,
Glenn Fry was from Detroit, but they were so Midwest. And then, of course, Don Henley, University of North Texas, grew up east of Dallas there,
yeah.
and I just can't get enough of them. It just
Oh, so good. I saw them. This is like recent-ish years. It would have been, I think, 2018 maybe. So after Fry had passed, but with his son and Vince Gill in the band.
okay. So I have a house in Nashville,
Oh yeah,
and I live in Salina, Kansas, but we have an
yeah,
office there, and I walk into this. I've got some Nashville connections I'll have to tell you about sometime. But I walked into
yeah,
this breakfast restaurant during COVID in Belle Meade, and there sat Vince Gill by himself. So I sat down with Vince Gill for about an hour and bought him breakfast, and I actually told him. I kind of implied I wasn't much of a fan, but he's a whole lot cooler to me now that he's an Eagle. And my wife bought me Eagles tickets at
yeah.
the Sphere,
Ah,
April 12th, and I've seen him four times. I've only seen him with Glenn Fry, and
yeah,
the whole kind of their reunion tour when they brought everybody back in.
yeah. That's great. Yeah. What was that? I ran into Vince Gill. I lived in Nashville, my wife and I. She was going to
Okay.
join me. She's in the band as well. She can't. I'm home. We're navigating. It's like you live in Kansas. We're on snow day number,
Yeah.
God knows what, at the end of a Christmas break. But what was that place? Nashville? Nashville
Uh huh.
was the name of this place that was in Green Hills. They're just like a diner.
Uh
You know
huh.
what I mean?
You ran
You
into him.
know that place? I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we lived in Nashville for 7 years, and I would see him at Nashville. I never went up and talked to him, but I saw him around town, just like doing stuff. And
What's
I've
it?
seen him
What's
live.
What's
On,
interesting? His grandmother, mother or grandmother, I think it's his grandmother, was born in St. John's, Kansas, and she's from a Holderman Mennonite clan, which is my background. It's kind of interesting.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Of course, he grew up in Enid, Oklahoma, I think, but
yeah, that sounds
not
right.
Enid,
And
Edmond.
Edmund,
They're
and to
outside.
nerd out for a minute on Yacht Rock, it's a bit of a deeper cut, but Vince was in. This was post.
Pure Prairie League.
There you go.
Yeah.
And there's a was it Let Me Love You Tonight? Do you know that song's kind of a show? Let me love you tonight, which is seen
Million
as
stars in the sky.
what's up, dude. Yeah, that's seen as a legit Yacht Rock song, sung by Vince. So
So
yeah,
are you going to do Amy by Pure Prairie League? That's a
I
little,
love that song.
yeah.
We've never done that. But that's another song that I feel like there there are and aren't rules to Yacht Rock. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like the guys that again that I mentioned earlier, kind of that put a frame on it, that coined the term Yacht Rock. Which is a new documentary. Did you see that documentary on
I
HBO? They're
have
in
not.
it.
I need to watch
Okay,
it.
it's
So,
great.
is it China Grove that's voted the number one yacht rock song? I think
No, it's
taking it to the
What a
stage.
Fool Believes.
What a fool believes, for sure.
What a Fool Believes is, And so the good thing about the documentary is those guys, they kind of position them as the experts. You know what I mean? Which is like it's funny because it's like they're just like, no, we love this music, and here are the rules. Here's what's yacht rock. Here's what's not. So according to those guys, Summer Breeze, we've been around since 2009, and we were playing songs in our first show that they would consider not fully yacht rock songs, like Hall and Oates songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But according to those guys. But I like to, I've been playing music my whole life, and more than being, good at it or whatever, which I am. I've been doing it a long time professionally. I should be good at it after almost 40 years. But what it is, I just love it. I'm a big fan. And so like the fact that they're big fans and such nerds that invented a term to a genre that wasn't really encapsulated as a genre is incredible. But my point is, what we have always tried to do is things that are sure yacht rock, but just make a cohesive playlist. You know what I mean? We're doing a review of music. It's not like we're a Journey tribute band or whatever, which we did do that before we started Summer Breeze.
Okay.
And so there are things that like may these days or even back then fall outside of what certain people would consider yacht rock or not. But as long as it's a cohesive playlist, you're not going to play a Metallica song between a Doobie Brothers song and a Christopher Cross song, but you could play a Steve Winwood song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm pretty good at loving, touching, squeezing. That's a song I can
Good.
play with the band. I'm pretty.
We used to knock that out. I love that, and very very Sam Cooke like song, by the way.
So do you do anything by Paul Davis? 65 Love Affair or I Go Crazy, or is that too sappy?
Cool Night? No, it's not. And there's
Cool
no
Night.
there's no such thing as too sappy. The funny thing is we don't, and that's what is kind of the gas in the tank 16 years later, is like, even with music that is, whatever, like we're talking about the rules here, roughly soft rock within a certain 10-year-ish period, there's still so many songs that we've not done that are like on the nose, Cool Night, any of those Paul Davis songs. And what's that one? That's him too, right? Anyway, there's all those songs that are like, yeah, we've not.
He did a couple songs that didn't really make it that Juice Newton later did.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. One of them's a song about rodeo. And man, did he do Queen of Hearts? I don't know. Probably not. But Juice Newton recut a couple of his songs. But
nice.
Cool Night, I Go Crazy. But I Go Crazy is the.
I Go Crazy is the song has that.
Oh yeah, that's what you were trying to do.
Yeah. We do Queen of Hearts. We've been talking about doing. It's been cut off the list to learn the last couple shows. So we'll see if we can get it together soon. But we've been talking about doing Angel in the Morning, which is a very epic. When it's like growing up knowing songs or knowing songs that you're used to listening to and even singing along. But then when you have to actually, as a musician, learn it to try to play it accurately.
I'm trying to think of
the whole thing.
I think Paul Davis, born and died in Meridian, Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken. He was at least raised there. And I'm trying to think of. I even knew the name of his background singer at one time. But to me, so my favorite. When I was a kid, I'd pick up on this woman's voice.
Yeah.
In the background of Christopher Cross, in the background of Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Mm.
And I'm like, that's the same woman. And then eventually, you got to do this song. You have to do Nicolette Larson, Gonna Take a Lot of Love.
We do it.
You do it?
We do it.
I gotta have one of you. You must email me your playlist. Yeah.
We'll get together what we're gonna do for our show with y'all, and I'll send it to you. But so you're clearly a music nerd. You know who wrote that song?
A lot of love. Michael McDonald, probably.
Neil Young.
Neil Young wrote that song.
Neil Young wrote that song.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah, and it actually kind of, when you think about it, it's okay. I get that. Yeah. What of love. Yeah, no, we love that song. We've done that off and on. We did it a bunch way back in the day, and again, band's 16 years old, and we've had it back in the set off and on the last couple of years.
Yeah. Keep Forgetting Michael McDonald. You gonna do that?
Oh yeah, it's like the cornerstone. Of,
okay.
The yacht rock, the guys that invented the yacht rock term might say that "What a Fool Believes" is the most. I
Yeah.
actually have. Let's see, um, their yacht or not. You ever been on their website? Their yacht or not website.
No.
It's ridiculous, but it's like where they rate, like when you're talking about
They
what a
rank
fool
what
believes
they,
being
yeah.
the number, the highest, it's
Mhm.
100%. That's where that is. It's
So
yacht
anything by Orleans,
or Orleans is on there.
Jim,
Yeah, I mean it's
or
some nerdy stuff, dude. But no, yeah, keep forgetting is the jam of jams. Like it to me, it's always kind of like the centerpiece to all the
yeah.
to any yacht rock thing. Yeah, yacht or yacht.com. But yeah, no, number one is What a Fool Believes. I'm looking at the list now. Number two, and this was not a song I was familiar with growing up for some reason.
See if I can do
And
it.
and this could be my age, but you want to guess what number two is? What 99.625 on their scale?
For number two. No, what is it?
It's Kenny Loggins' Heart to Heart.
Yeah. Hot too hot.
I love that song. So yeah, but I keep forgetting his number
And I
three.
can't sing that song.
Yeah, well, it's not not
Gets
easy
pretty high
songs.
on that song.
Yeah, Kenny, it's so good, and
Anything lasts forever.
yeah,
I don't
well, and it
know at the end.
the
Uh,
ingredients that went into making the song is like so peak yacht rock because it's Kenny Loggins, Michael McDonald
mhm.
writing it, and David Foster.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's all you know. Doesn't get more yacht rock than that.
Any
Doesn't get smooth.
Coco, Heart of the Night,
I love that song.
Crazy Love.
I love both of those songs. They're definitely yacht rock in my opinion. But we've never done them. See, again, that's the fun thing. There's a whole like mountain of songs that we've done. I don't know. At one point, a couple years ago, somebody put together like a list of things we've done ever for the existence of the band since 2009, and it was well over 100 songs, 150 songs.
Uh-huh.
And it's like we've never done reminiscing Little River
Yeah,
Band, you know,
that's a
but like but it's like it's very smooth. It's like has all the yacht rock ingredients. So, yeah, I started a new list because we've been trying to do more of the there's even it's like a bonus station on the Sirius XM
mhm.
app, but there's the yacht rock station which is seasonal. But on the app, it is there forever. And then on the app, they also have a Yacht Soul. So it's just kind of the more, you know, R&B songs that are on there.
How
So
about
like we
Olivia Newton-John? It's kind of country. If you love me, let me know. If you don't,
we've,
just let
we've
me.
not done that. We
If
did
one of your ladies would sing that as a lead, I'll be the bass. I'll be the
okay.
backup. Come in on the
We did
chorus.
Magic years ago.
Oh,
Um,
so America's kind of interesting. I went to, they were down here at the Stiefel Theater one year, and I was trying to think, okay, what do they sing? They sing Magic, and what else do they sing? I thought of a couple
yeah,
others, and then I sang along pretty much word for word about 12 of their songs. They're kind of,
yeah,
they have such a different, their songs are so different, you forget that
yeah.
it's America, you know?
Yeah. Oh, no, I
That
forgot their Magic. We did
they're a
Olivia Newton-John's Magic from the Xanadu soundtrack.
Mhm.
Do you believe in magic? No,
Yeah,
no, no,
yeah.
no, no, no. But no, that's it. See, yeah, America. Yeah, we've done some. We have not done their Magic. We have done Sister Golden Hair,
Mhm.
which is a great
Well, I
one.
tried to make it Sunday.
Yeah, man, we do that one a lot.
Okay,
So
England Dan and John Ford Cooley. Any others?
on the
Women?
nose, it's another song. A couple songs we haven't got to them yet. You know.
Okay, don't do this sappy song, but Soldier in the Rain, the piano, that's one of my, I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's not one of their more popular ones, but I
No,
love
but I'm gonna write it down.
Soldier in the Rain. You don't want to do it. We want to party a little bit more.
Great.
How about ABBA?
We so ABBA's one of those bands that I feel like would work cohesively in the playlist. We've never done any ABBA, but I mean all those songs are
Dancing
incredible.
Queen. Hmm. Yeah,
You know,
all of
yeah,
them.
Dancing Queen. So they're great. They're great songs. Yeah,
All right. How about Starland Vocal Band? You gonna do Afternoon Delight?
we've never done that one.
Well, if you
We've
do,
never done that one, but
I
that
might
would also
finish
work.
that one. I
Yeah,
can harmonize with you maybe. I can
yeah, yeah.
turn off my mic. But
Yeah, right, right, right. Yeah, we've never done that one, but yeah,
so did you? So you met your wife through music, or did you meet her through this band?
We met at church. So
Okay.
none of the above. We met at church in 2005 and started dating at the end of that year. And but our first date was me attending like a Christmas concert that she was singing in.
Okay.
And so right before the show started, I was sitting with my best friend. He came with me to the show, and then he peeled off after Allie was done with her show. And right before she started singing, when she came out on stage, I said to him, because it was our first date. Our first date was going to be after her show. I said to him, if she's not a good singer, this could be dead in the water. And she sang the first song of the show, and just I was already. What? She's hollering from the other room. Yes, my thought was it would be hard if she was a bad singer, you know. And then she sang the song, and then I was like instantly. I mean, she's incredible. So I was not because I wouldn't date a bad singer. She's saying sure, but it would be hard to date a bad singer. It would be hard, you know.
Mhm.
Who thought they were good enough to perform live is her whole point. She's trying to like make me look good. I'm trying to make you look good. Yes, it all worked out. But so no, but so then we and then we played together shortly thereafter. We started playing together at church all the time, which was great. And yeah, and then a few years later, we were gearing up to move to Nashville,
Mhm.
and in 2009, and we were on a long drive coming back from Springfield, Missouri, where her family lives, and not that long of a drive, 3 hour drive, and I was. And we were listening to a Yacht Rock playlist, and I was like, "What if we put together a show where we did that? That would be so hard to put together, but if we pulled it off, it'd be great."
Mhm.
And so we did it, and it was great, and it was a big hit, it was a big success, and then we moved to Nashville, and then we're like, well, we're going to be home for Thanksgiving. Let's do it again. So many years of the band, you know, we would play like 2 shows a year.
Mhm.
And then as more people kind of learned what Yacht Rock was, like, oh, I know those songs. Oh, okay, that's what you call it. Um, you know,
You don't
and the
happen to
scare.
know Tim Bumpert from Nashville? Tim
I don't think
Bumpert.
so. I don't
Uh,
think so.
I'll think of the song that he wrote that was number one. He didn't sing it, but he does a lot of Sills and Croft.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
he does a lot of yacht rock stuff, and
I, I, I mean, what a cool band, you know. And so, but so yeah, I think the scarcity of us playing shows, unlike another tribute band or cover band, you know, that's playing every once a month or whatever, you know, it became like an event. And so again, 16 years later, we can, you know, be lucky enough to have cool new friends hire us to come play out of town and play their big parties and draw over 1,000 people and sell out shows in Kansas City. And it's really, that's why we're still doing it. It's just fun.
yeah. I how many people are in the band?
There are 7 of us.
Seven. Okay.
Over the last year, we
And everybody
occasionally,
sings, don't they? Pretty much.
pretty much everybody sings. There's 2 guys in the band that don't. Yeah, but basically like 5 out of 6 of us are singing.
Okay.
Yeah, we occasionally work with a 2-piece horn section every now and then, but which is fun because it opens up when I talk about the
Chicago
yacht soul
songs.
stuff. What's that?
Chicago songs.
We could do Chicago songs,
Yeah.
and then it opens us up to more of that yacht soul, like I talked about.
Yeah.
Like very high up on the list
September by yeah.
Turn Your Love Around, George Benson, or like September by Earth, Wind and Fire, things
Yeah.
like that. So, but no, there's 7 of us since the beginning. So
Okay,
yeah.
so I've been hooked on this song lately. Just it is what these songs do to me. My best time in life must have been my childhood because they take me back to an extremely
Yeah,
real
sure.
time in the '70s and Satana, Hold On.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
that song I heard it on the radio here a year ago and I about forgot about it. And now it's on my playlist and just
Do you ever? I have one kind of Santana story. Do you ever go to in Nashville? What's the biscuit place? Loveless Cafe. You ever been out to Loveless Cafe?
I'm by there all the time. It's in Bellevue.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So they have
I ask
like
it all the
a,
time, but I've never stopped. But yeah, it's
I
not
mean,
very 5 minutes from our office probably.
very good, home cooking type food. Anyway, they used to do
You know how
this thing
that
called
cafe got its name?
no.
The cheap hotels that are behind there, that's how it got the name Loveless Cafe. No kidding.
That's so
No
great.
love there.
Yeah. They own those now, but
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that's very funny. Well, the Loveless Barn, um, which used to host Music City Roots, which is this cool show that's broadcast on the radio. It moved to the Factory last I knew. This is many years ago. I played it in both locations when I was lived there, but nonetheless, one night we were just at Loveless Cafe. We went there for dinner, and then with some friends, and then afterwards we walked out and we heard music, and there was this thing going on in the bar, and it was some sort of fundraiser, but it was like this who's who of like kind of older yacht rock. I mean, they're all older, but like yacht rock guys, including the guy who sang "Fooled Around and Fell in Love."
Hmm.
That's the
Busted
name of that.
through
And that guy, he also sang in Starship, not Jefferson Starship, but
Yeah,
Starship. Anyway, but also the dude who sang the Santana song that I love, which is like late 70s, early 80s. I'm winning.
yeah,
I'm winning.
yeah.
They did that song. And I was like, it was all those guys. Like, it was just like this kind of who's who of like, not household names these days, but guys that sang these big hit songs in the late 70s.
As important as the lyrics are, and as much as I pay attention to the poetry of the Eagles and all those, I'd really never paid attention much until uh, deep into my adulthood. I'm 54, so that puts me right there with these songs.
Yeah.
And I was probably 40 years old before I paid attention to the lyrics of Jefferson Airplane or Starship or whatever they were when they put out the song Miracles.
Oh, yeah. Uh
Have you
huh.
ever read those lyrics?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, and we think today's rap is dirty. Listen to it.
Oh, yeah.
You have to read through those lyrics. They are rated R lyrics, big time.
Nice. I'll have
But
to check that out when the kids
yeah, you
aren't
have to.
around. Yeah.
So, how did the band come together?
Yeah, so it started with that drive from Springfield with my wife. We were listening to a yacht rock playlist that I'd put together. Because I used to like do these DJ nights with my friends, and we would play yacht rock songs. And he called it at the time. This is before the 2005 web series that titled it Yacht Rock. He called it Slow Jams for Soccer Moms.
Okay, that's it.
So
Yeah.
this is like early 2000s.
Mhm.
Anyway, but no, I was listening to one of my slow jams for soccer moms at that point now, Yacht Rock playlists, and just always loved that music, like I said. And my wife and I was like, what if we put together a band that did that? And so, yeah, that's what we did. We put the band together and we played a show in the spring. It was April of 2009, right before we moved to Nashville. We ended up squeezing one more show in before we moved. And we thought that would be it. We were just going to do it one time for fun. And they were like, okay, let's do one more. And so we played like in July, a couple months later or whatever. And then we moved to Nashville. And then it was like, well, we're going to be home for Thanksgiving. What if we do another show? And then that one was sold out. And we've just been doing it ever since.
So where's Christopher Cross sailing on that list of Yacht Rock? That's got to be towards the top.
It's very high, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
And while you're looking at that, so did you recruit the other members, or you already knew them, just come together? And are
yeah,
they all from Kansas City, or do you put them together in Nashville, or where's the rest
it
of the
was all
band?
Kansas City originally. I will say Ride Like the Wind is higher than, oh, no. Yeah, Sailing is like basically like in the top 10. And then Ride Like the Wind shortly thereafter. And then also All Right, the Christopher Cross song. All right, we
Think we're
gonna.
gonna make it? Yeah.
That's a good one, which we've never done. But no, it was originally, like I said, we'd had this Journey tribute band, and so there were 5 of us in that band. So it was those 5 guys plus adding in my wife and another friend of ours because we needed a bunch of people to try to, Yacht Rock is like very sophisticated music that's hard to. So I was starting to say earlier, like liking a song, being able to sing along to it on the radio or whatever, even if you're a musician, and then actually trying to play it to make it sound like we're not trying to play these songs our way for the most part. We're trying to play them as everyone knows them,
Mhm.
like as they sound. Like
You can
we're
sing
not
along.
necessarily mimicking vocally, but we are trying to get in, do an approximation. So anyway, it's hard to do, but yes. So it was a seven-piece band originally, and from the out of the gate, and then one guy lived in Wichita, who has since moved to Texas, and then, like I said, then after the first two shows, my wife and I, and then another guy from the band, all moved to Nashville. So for a long time, there was like a guy in Wichita and three of us in Nashville.
Mhm.
And then that guy moved to Texas. Then eventually we moved back. Then the other guy moved back. And then one guy moved to Georgia and basically had to leave the band. So we've had around 2020, we had a couple personnel changes that were temporary. One has been permanent, and then one guy, which is kind of on the bench for a couple years. But yeah, it was all old friends that were just good musicians that I was either working with in the past or present or whatever. Guys from church, guys I'd been on tour with. It was just a good mix of just good friends and good players.
Yeah. So the back to Christopher Cross, "Say You'll Be Mine."
Yeah,
Can you hear that song in your head?
yeah, yeah,
Say you'll
yeah.
be mine until then. And Nicolette Larson is background on that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I'll tell you a few of their songs, even though they're country, but Nitty Gritty Dirt Band has to be included on a. But Nicolette sings the background of American Dream, the song "While You're
Yeah.
an American." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, we can travel with, yeah, yeah.
I'm looking to see if on this list,
Easy as closing your eyes.
I'm pretty sure Nitty Gritty is on this yacht or
Let's
not.
see, back, what would Mr. Bojangles? I don't think that would make it. They would.
That was a
I've
little
been looking, or Cadillac Ranch. Let me think.
early 70s, but
They've
yeah.
got they've got a couple songs that could kind of, besides American Dream, that could fall in the yacht rock category as
Oh
opposed to
yeah.
just
Oh
country.
yeah. Yeah, it's a very long list as I start to look through it.
They
So
played
yeah.
together for over 50 years, Nitty Gritty. And
And don't they have? Um, do you know? I don't know this. Do they have Kansas or Midwest roots, or do they just play here all the time? Because they used to play like the Cowtown Ballroom.
I think they were all from California, pretty much.
Okay.
As I recollect, I used to know all the names. In fact, they
Yeah.
have a song where they rattle off all their names. But I saw them here at the Stiefel one year. First time I ever saw them was in Cheyenne, Wyoming at Cheyenne Frontier Days.
Oh
And
wow.
our family's a big rodeo family. I just got back from Phoenix, Arizona, or Phoenix, flew in from Phoenix, but I was in Wickenburg team roping for the last 4 days,
Nice.
and leaving later this afternoon for El Salvador's Bitcoin conference, golf tournament down there,
Oh, cool.
so going to meet the president of El Salvador. But back to why did I bring up
Nitty Gritty.
Nitty Gritty? Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. I saw them in Cheyenne, and I just again didn't wasn't really excited about going to the concert. We were excited about George Strait the next evening,
Yeah.
and they're one of the best concerts I've ever been to, and they do again the originals. I think one is
Yeah.
passed possibly, and the other one's had to retire. But the fiddle player, he was just a comedian, and
Yeah.
through the whole in between songs, and it was a fabulous concert when they were all
That's
together.
cool. That's
In fact,
cool.
he tells a joke. He said, Bobby and I, between the two of us, been married 7 times or 6 times or whatever, and he said once we were even married to twins. We couldn't tell them apart, and it didn't matter to us, but it sure mattered to them. And so anyway, just and he says I get asked to play everywhere. He said I even got asked to play for the funeral in California of the character for Mickey Mouse as he's playing the Mickey Mouse song on his fiddle. It's a great
Oh,
concert.
that's good.
But
That's good.
the so yeah, I we are looking forward to having you. Have you ever played in Salina, Kansas?
No, and we are again, 16 years in,
Hmm.
we're really thankful for the opportunity to play a place we'd never played, and we're hoping to create a relationship with the Stiefel
Hmm.
so that not only can we play your very fun private party, which we're excited to do, which has been in the works for a very long time,
Hmm.
but be able to then do some public shows there down the road, maybe later this year or whatever. So
Most this annual client event, I think our greatest attendance at one time was possibly 320, 340, somewhere around there.
yeah,
Since COVID, I don't know if we've surpassed the 275 mark, but we're hoping your band will get people to get out of the house and
yeah,
drive over. And I think we'll have a lot of our long distance clients fly in and stay at the hotel here downtown, and hopefully it'll be well attended. But yeah, so as far as an opportunity with the Stiefel, I'd be very interested in sponsoring you sometime. With the
cool.
Stiefel, in my opinion, I guess maybe it's just because it's convenient for me. Come summertime, I'm like to spend my weekends out on horses and stuff. But in Salina, Kansas, the month of January, February, March, people are looking for stuff to
Yeah,
do, and that'd be
yeah, yeah.
a really hot time to come, and that'd be
That'd be
interesting.
cool. I've always wanted to. My best friend, I've been to Salina here and there. My best friend's family grew up there, and actually on a same trip, I was in Salina and Cheyenne, Wyoming, on a ski trip in high school one time. By the way,
Okay.
anyway, but the Stiefel, just gets great shows. Um, I believe because of its proximity to the highway and it's and just a cool, beautiful old theater. So no, this was very exciting when this came up. I say this and it's not blowing smoke. I said it when y'all first reached out. When someone wants to hire us to come play a private event and they know what we do and they're like, no, we want that's like this is why we do it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're all, I mean the best live music, and I know this won't be lost on you. I will say from a performer standpoint, it is at its best when everyone is on the same page, not only on stage, but in the audience. And these kind of shows can really be that where everybody is in sync, everybody is locked in, and we're all there for the same reason, having a good time, singing these songs that everybody loves, that a lot of us grew up with. And so I just get excited when people, want us to come play a big event that they're a part of, or when we're doing our own big event. We're going to do we haven't announced this yet, but we are next week. We're going to do a public Valentine's Day show, which will be the biggest show we've ever tried to play um, the night before, which will be great in Kansas City.
Gotcha.
There was some discussion about trying to do a Valentine's Day thing at the same place, but that didn't come together there in Salina. But yeah, so it'll be a fun weekend, and we will not only have. These days we got our guy in Texas and everybody else is here in town, but we'll be more well oiled than we normally would be. Normally we do one rehearsal and then a show. You're going to get us coming off a rehearsal, a whole show, and then we're going to be firing on all cylinders for Salina. So
That'll be fantastic.
yeah.
So, do you have is this your only career? Do you have a day
No,
job?
no,
Okay.
we all have other jobs. There's a guy in the band who's still full time music.
Okay.
For my wife and I, Summer Breeze is a very fun side hustle. But no, I run a nonprofit the last gosh, April this year will be 12 years, called
Mhm.
Steps of Faith Foundation. So I have a
Gotcha.
prosthetic leg.
Okay.
Fun fact about me: play drums with a prosthetic leg. I'm the drummer in the band and also the band leader and all that kind of thing. But and the guy who talks too much between songs. Like, why is the drummer talking so much? Because no one else is. That's why. So, but no, my day job is I lost my leg to cancer in 2005, and since 2013, I run a nonprofit called Steps of Faith Foundation. Originally started in Nashville,
Okay.
and we get prosthetic limbs for amputees that have no health insurance or terrible health insurance, no prosthetic coverage, that kind of thing, all around the country. So,
So
but a lot of our
you lost your leg and gained a wife in the same year, or at least a
and lost
girlfriend.
within a couple months. That's right. Yes. Yeah, she met me right after all that. So that was yeah. I was literally worried that when my hair grew back, that she would not be attracted to me. It worked
So
out.
do you play at your church, I presume?
Our church, yes, we do play on occasion at our church. We used to play the church. We go to a different church than the one where we met at way back in the day. We used to play there every week. This one we do play there, but not as often. But and yeah, one of our guys in the band is the worship leader at that church. Um,
Well, if you want to
and
end the evening with "Shout to the Lord," you have my permission to do so.
okay,
We-
we're just do an altar. I see that hand.
I bet your band could do that song very
Oh,
well.
we could do that song. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
so
man.
looking
No,
forward to this. I've got to get on the phone and make sure our clients get it on their calendar because
yeah, man. We're really pumped. We're really pumped. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a good time of the year for us to we're not we're ready to get out. Holidays are over. Like let's have some fun and sing some songs everybody loves.
if Bitcoin and Palantir Technologies and Tesla and some of our bigger holdings are all up, it'll be, the mood will be really good. So
Yeah,
that'll
good.
help.
We,
But
we, we plan we plan to do our part and hopefully bring the mood up no matter how anybody walks in the
exactly.
door. We hope that they'll walk out shaking and smiling.
Yeah. All right. Well, Billy, it's been a pleasure. These podcasts, maybe we can cut some short clips from this so people will actually watch it. But
Sure.
if they watch all 41 minutes plus going here, it's been very entertaining, and I am excited. So thank you
Yeah,
for
man.
joining me today. And
Yeah, no, this is fun. It's fun nerding out, talking deep cuts with you, man.
I think we're going to have a lot of clients in the night before and have an event the next day before the event, a meeting.
Yeah.
And if otherwise, I'd run up to Kansas City on where do you play Valentine's
That's
frequently?
going to be the Uptown Theater.
Okay.
At the Uptown Theater, big, pretty big place, holds about 2,500 people. We do a big fundraiser there, Four Steps of Faith, every November called Thunder Gong, which is a big celebrity fueled thing. And Summer Breeze is the house band. Jason Sudeikis is an actor that who grew up around here. Some people know who
Right.
that is. Some people don't.
Yes.
Ted Lasso. He
Yeah.
he's he's one of my best friends, and he hosts that. And so we've got a great relationship with the Uptown. But we've only done special events there. We've never done like a full on. I mean, Thundergong sells out, and that's great. It's a bunch of famous people. But so this will be our first, and we've done New Year's Eve there a couple of years. We didn't this year, but this is our first like full on headlining show there at that club, so at that theater. So we're excited about it, and it's coming up quick. So we're going to announce next week and hit the ground running hard. But
So you must be a KU Jayhawk fan. Jason is.
Jason is a KU Jayhawk fan. I think he's a bigger fan than I am, even though I actually attended KU briefly.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think Ted Lasso should be a mandatory watch for every corporation's team. It just
completely,
it's yeah it.
completely. There's a lot of,
Good
speaking of
baseball.
podcasts, speaking of podcasts, there's a lot of, as you might imagine, Ted Lasso fan podcasts that have different, points of view. But one of them, that I really love, and I've become friends with these I've done a bunch of these, but one of them is called Lead It Like Lasso. And they're business people, and they wrote a book about that, just kind of like leadership lessons that you can pull from that show. And yeah, they do really good stuff. Lead It Like Lasso. It's a cool book. You should check it out. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I will.
yeah.
I will. Well, thank you, Billy. I will
Thank
let you
you,
go,
man.
and we'll see you here in a few weeks.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. This was fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.